Hey everyone, so this is our third video. I just want to show you how to get into the circuit construction kit. You're going to click the link that I just posted in the Google Classroom. Click here, and I've tested this on Chromebooks, so it should work without any issues. It should also work on pretty much any other computer or phone. So you're going to go into here, you're going to click Lab, and this should load. It might load slowly the first time, but then after you've opened it once, it should be kind of loaded in the background. Alright, so we're going to make a quick circuit here. What we're talking about today is finding resistance in series and in parallel. Okay, so basically the textbook uses the term equivalent resistance. You can find this on page 528. Now, what happens when we do this is we're going to look at basically how to find the resistance of many resistors in series or in parallel. So I'm just going to switch over to my drawing app here so we can do some writing here. All right, here we go. We're going to look at some resistors now. So we're going to take this resistor, put another one. We're going to go down here and we're going to put a battery in our circuit as well. All right, so I'm going to call this one 10 ohms. And this one can be 8 ohms. Because they're in series, the electrons would encounter two resistances as they go through the circuit. The first one being 10 and the second one being 8. Because they have to go through both, there's no choice to go around them. It's fairly easy to find the total resistance. So we say RT is equal to, in this case, it's going to be R1 plus R2. This way we say RT is going to be equal to 10 ohms plus 8 ohms, which is equal to 18 ohms. So that's how you find resistance of one or more resistances in series. Now we're going to go and look at parallel, which I'm hoping you guys have seen back in grade 9. So this time I'm going to create it sideways here. I'm going to put the battery here. I'm going to go over here. And this time I'm going to take two 10 ohm resistors, but I'm putting them in parallel. So they're there, 10 ohms here and 10 ohms here. Now, to find the total resistance in parallel, we have a formula. And I want to explain it before I actually give you the formula. So what's happening here is you have electrons leaving and they get to this spot in the circuit right here. Now, we call that a junction. Okay, so it's a junction is a place where electrons flow in and then they flow out from it. So they have two choices once they get to here. Now, right now, these are two equal choices. They're both 10. So if we were to ignore this 10 for a second, cover it up, we'd have a series circuit right here if that second 10 was ignored. That would mean that we have an overall resistance of 10 ohms. Now that we've added another equal path, we've given it twice as many places that the electrons can flow. So what that does is it actually cuts the resistance in half. So the total resistance for this circuit is going to be 5 ohms. I'm going to show you how to do that with the formula though. So the formula for parallel is 1 over RT equals 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. Now, if you look at page 528 in your textbook, It shows you how to find equivalent resistance in parallel, and they do an example with 3 resistors. And in that case, they have 1 over R1, 1 over R2, 1 over R3, 1 over R4. You can go on to infinity. Okay, so let's work this out. I said the answer is going to be 5. Let's see. 1 over RT is equal to 1 over 10 plus 1 over 10. 1 over RT is equal to 2 over 10, because 1 plus 1 is 2, still over 10. Now, 2 over 10 is not the answer of 5 that I said, but this is 1 over RT. So what we have to do from here is we have to flip both sides. So we're going to get RT is equal to 10 over 2, which is equal to 5 ohms as expected. Okay. Now, there are various things you can do on your calculator with this, and I'm going to post another video later on how to use your calculator to calculate this. For now, the fraction button would work. You could also take these, make them into decimals, add them, and then use the 1 over key. Okay, there's a lot of different ways you can do that.